building, I'm in the building, you in the building, we in the building. We gonna play some video games today. So here's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to grab, I don't know, 5 people. Give me 5 people. Yeah, let's get it. 5 people. Make sure you send the link out to us. Get them a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I also want you to make sure you subscribe. It's your first time here. Subscribe for our content. Why? Because that's what we do here. We play video games. We play more video games. And we play video games. So that's not right here. But I gotta ask you before we do. Are you ready? Because it's so. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, fish and birds. I don't care if you're an alien. You are about to enter the show. Yo, what is going on? What is going on? Obi-Rose Kenobi here, and you know what I love to say. Vida es un partido. Vamos jugar. Life is a game. So let's play. Let's get the day started as we are starting our new show. Ascended Justice in the building. What is going on? He says, hi, Obi. What is going on? Glad you can make it. Let's see. Thank you. I appreciate that. So here's what we're going to do. Before we start, at the beginning of every show, I had this scheduled for 5:10, but then that changed. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to tweet this out. So go ahead, invite somebody. We'll go ahead and do that. And then once we get that tweeted out, we are going to go ahead and get this moving on with the show. I'm going to go ahead and send the tweet as well. But I was told, or somebody actually, I ran into somebody today. It was really cool. Met a dude today. We had a great conversation, and he was like, yo, let me know when your show starts. And I was like, all right, I'll grab it and I'll send it to you. So I forgot that, well, not that I forgot, but I kind of forgot. And I was, you know what? Let me do that right now at the same time. I don't know why I couldn't remember to do that, but it is what it is. But we're going to go ahead and get this tweeted out. Make sure you send that out. And then we're going to start the show. Let's see. And it's not working. So this is going to be bad because for some reason it's not working. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get this shared out to him as well. And yeah, there we go. All right, cool beans. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to jump in. We're going to start. First and foremost, I want to talk about something. All right, so we all know last Saturday was the Royal Rumble. That's what it was. It was fun. It was a blast. A lot of things happened in the Royal Rumble. I, for one, was super excited for what happened in the Royal Rumble. If you haven't seen it, this kind of will be some spoilers just for the sheer fact that we had the Royal Rumble and we also had Raw already. So they kind of are bringing this bloodline thing down to a close. And I'm okay with that. I'm like, yo, I kind of want to see what's going to happen. But I didn't want it to be painted in such a light where it made Sammy look like he was horrible. At the same time, I didn't want it painted in such a light where it made Roman look like he was like the worst dude ever. And it was kind of really cool how they did it. Now, I am like really, really shocked. And I did learn that there was a thing between Jay as well as Roman at one point in time where Jay had to hold the belt and Roman and Jay went against each other. And he was kind of forced to be in the bloodline. So I'm kind of digging that. And I'm like, all right, cool. It is what it is. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Ideal's in the building. Good to see you. Glad you can make it. So yeah, I found out that Jay was actually kind of forced to be in the bloodline. And I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. So I'm kind of wondering if this is where it's going to go. Now, this is my prediction. And hey, I'm starting to kind of like Cody Rhodes, man. I like the interview he did. Now, I'm not saying I think he should get the ring or get the belt. Lethal is in the building. What is going on, Lethal? Good to see you. I'm not saying that Cody should get the belt, but I'm really starting to feel Cody. All right, but I want to know, or at least I personally think that what is going to happen is Sammy and Jay are going to team up. But I don't know how that's going to work because I feel like Jay and his brother Jimmy are going to have to really not be able to get along. And if they're not getting along, I think that's where you're going to see like the split of the belts. But I don't know. They're just, I don't know. They're just my predictions. But it was pretty cool to see. I like the fact that Cody did come in at number 30. We kind of got to see who he was. Everybody went nuts. Don't say anything about The Rock. I was upset that The Rock was not there. Yes, you are correct. I was not too happy with that. But yeah, I like the whole Cody. I'm starting to, it's kind of growing on me. I would say this. I need Cody to get like a dark gray jacket or something. I feel like that, but I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling the gimmick. Now, I will say this, the Bray Wyatt fight, because I'm going to talk about them all, at least all the ones I can remember right now. The Bray Wyatt fight was something that I loved. I like the whole idea of the pitch black, the black light special. I thought it was really cool with the face paint and the red contacts. I was like, yo, that's actually kind of cool. Like, I thought that was sick. LA Knight got the life beat out of him. But I will say this, SmackDown is going to be amazing this week. If you guys are watching, SmackDown is going to be super amazing. All right, let's go ahead. Let's move on from wrestling unless anybody wants to bring it back up. I'm going to go ahead right now and post the link to the chat. Anybody can join. I forgot to do that, so my bad. Let me go ahead and pin this to the chat, to the top of the chat, pin message. All right, so anybody can join at any point in time. You could be a part of the show. You could talk this out with me. You could talk about anything that we're talking about. Wrestling. We're going to jump into some video games. We got some news that we definitely want to touch on. Some stuff with IGN. And plus, there were a couple stories from last week that we didn't really get to touch on. I'm sure this is kind of old news at this point because today's the 30th or the 1st. But yeah, GoldenEye has been released in Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna tell you, I haven't heard anybody on Nintendo or on Game Pass Xbox talk about this game. I just kind of feel like this needs to be left in its day. So whatever. But one thing that I do want to talk about with you guys is this Hogwarts Legacy. So apparently this thing is getting a lot of great reviews. And not only that, they're saying, well, according to this one group, they're saying gameplay is even better than expected. Story seems to be very well written, very good character customization, great side content, and good variety. Free roam is fun, and how you use spells is incredible. And that's kind of really, really cool. But on the other hand, it looks like we are getting some of the gameplay. So let's take a look at this. This is actually really cool. Oh, look at that, the R1. Oh, I thought there was going to be sound, but there's clearly no sound. So that's cool. But yeah, this looks like really cool. Like, you're like, oh, wow, my man picked up he picked up the shelf on him. Hit him with it. Yo, that was crazy. Yo. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. This is why I feel like, yo, this should have been like a multiplayer game. Like, well, I guess it kind of is, but it should have been like a multiplayer, like, you guys get the point. This should be co-op. All right. There goes one of the videos that was from Hogwarts Legacy. We also get to see, if you join the PlayStation Hogwarts, wow, I'm super late. If you guys join the PlayStation Hogwarts Legacy House Cup, you'll get like all this stuff, but I messed that up, so it doesn't matter. But check this out. New gameplay. Apparently, this is gameplay from it. This is them flying on the broom. This is like really cool. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this. I'm digging this. Like, I think this is going to be like super dope. You're just going to be like having a blast. Hey, I got nothing to do today. Let me just go hop on the Nimbus 2000 and fly around. Oh, okay, cool. I wonder if like you could go over there. Like, I want to know where the wall is. Are you going to hit the wall? I need to know this. It's something I need to know. All right. Let's see. So yeah, this is looking pretty cool. Personally, I'm a fan of it. I know my I was about to say, I just got new batteries the other day. I know my batteries aren't. There's got to be something wrong with my mouse pad. So yeah, I'm personally looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I thought I had another Hogwarts video. I clearly don't. Okay, yeah, so I'm looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be pretty great. It's one of those things that I am looking forward to playing. This is a pre-order in my household. I feel like this is going to be a lot of fun. All right, cool beans. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. I'm sure you guys have seen. It is right here. IGN says Uncharted was insanely successful. Uncharted 4 was one of our best-selling games, and we were able to put out our final brushstroke on that story and say that we're done. We're moving on. So this is actually really crazy. Uncharted is like they're moving away from this. This is not going to happen anymore. This game is like, Naughty Dog is like, guess what? We're not doing. We're not making any more. So this is kind of really cool. I'm wondering what's going to happen for Naughty Dog. Like, I'm wondering what is going to be their next big thing. And the reason I'm wondering and saying that is because I kind of feel like, and I get it, sometimes you need to just end a video game series. But I kind of feel like when you end a video game series and you try to make the next big thing, that's kind of where you fail. Now, I'm not saying that Destiny was a game that failed. I'm not saying that by far. But, and I know the numbers are probably wrong. I just feel like Halo, and maybe it's because I played Halo first, I feel like Halo was the more better option. What is going on, Sanchez? It is good to see you. Ideal says good. There are too many Uncharted games, which is kind of where I'm going with this too. I was going there too. What is going on? So here's the thing. So I'm wondering, and we already saw from Ideal his view on it. If you've ever played okay, so my experience in the first Uncharted game was the Uncharted that they did on the PS Vita. And a good friend of mine was like, yo, that was like the worst Uncharted game to ever play in life. And I could tell you, I quit by chapter 55. I was like, this game is too long. This is just a mess. But then I played Uncharted 1. I beat Uncharted 1, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to play Uncharted 2. And I got stuck in Uncharted 2, ended up playing Uncharted 3, and was just like, I am so over this. But apparently Uncharted 4 was like the greatest thing ever. I never played it. And I feel like maybe I should at least try to give this a chance. Maybe I should at least give this a playthrough. I didn't see the movie either. So I'm wondering how the movie compares up to the game. But at the same time, I kind of agree. I think it's time to let go of this franchise. But I just don't want to see them try to do something else and they'll be like, oh, we are the greatest, or not greatest, but I don't know. I think I'm saying it wrong. I don't want to see their next project like fail. And that's kind of how I am looking at it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, the king of content, Cowboy. Let's go ahead and bring him in. What is going on,
Cowboy? Because I'm a cowboy. Oh, man. My man, Rose, I have entered the chosen zone. I want to tell you guys something. I'm excited to be here, rocking with my man, Obi, Rose, Kenobi. And you know what they say? You guys don't know what they say on the street? Obi-Wan, chosen. I kind of forgot how I used to say that. Rosen one, chosen one. Okay, whatever. You guys don't need to know his real name and all that stuff. Just act like you didn't hear that. But anyway, man, thanks for having me on, bro. Because I'm excited to rock with you and all the people and the millions. All right, I'm just gonna grab my chair and I'm gonna act like I'm a civilized individual and get ready. So let's go.
What is going on, Cowboy? It's good to see you. How you doing? We're just sitting here talking about Naughty Dog. It seems like Naughty Dog is done with Uncharted. You got any thoughts on this?
You know what? So I've been paying attention to the story because I am a fan. I played and beat every Uncharted. I heard you didn't play part 4. Shame on you. Yeah, man, sometimes you gotta let it go. Now, here's the thing, interesting thing. They're still going to make another Uncharted, but they're just gonna shadow the new developer. So it's interesting, right? Because if you made a game and you made many parts of it, right? And would you want to just let it go? And like, if you felt like you put your all into it and you're done, would you say, no, we don't want no more? Or would you say, well, somebody else could take it over? Like, that's weird to me because I almost feel like I'd be like, yo, let it go. Now, I know it's money, right? It's a big franchise, but it's weird for your creativity to say, okay, somebody else could take it over. But I don't know because they are going to shadow them. So
this is kind of how I fall in line with great video games. And I'm not saying that this game isn't a great video game. I'm actually going to ask you to convince me in 5 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes to convince me to play Uncharted 4. But before we get there, this is where my issue comes in with great video games. If you get a great video game, or what you consider a great video game, that video game is going to do one of two things. It's going to go on to be the greatest game that you've ever played, or the franchise is going to die and become the villain. And you're just going to be like, man, I hate that game so much.
It's going to turn to Halo Infinite.
Dude, people are on fire over this. Halo can't catch a break at the
They can't
moment,
catch a
right?
break,
Like
bro.
Halo's all jacked up, right?
Yeah, and you
First
know
the
what?
Halo, what is it
Not
on
to
Paramount Plus?
switch
It's
gears.
bombing, people
Mhm.
hating it. And then,
Yeah, and not to switch gears, but I think the worst
no,
thing
you're
they
good.
did you see they actually put out a survey. And in the survey, they say, like, do you think 343 should still make Halo? I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you
You just
doing?
you just like throw them under the bus to see if the fans gonna be like, get rid of them bums.
It's insane. It's like, and
Wow.
that's my point. Like, if you were ever a Halo player, anybody who's ever been a Halo player, okay, it said to Just, I love what he says. He says, huge Halo fan. Listen, everybody remembers a couple of things about Halo, right? First and foremost, everybody remembers the sword. Get up close, press that button,
Oh
instant
yeah.
kill. Everybody remembers shotguns. Not only does everybody remember shotguns, what else does everybody else remember? You
The
jump it up and you
needler.
shoot for 30 seconds. You're like, okay, cool.
Bro, hold
You're
up.
floating.
Everybody remember the needler, the one that you shoot
The
and it's like,
needler.
yo,
Yeah, that thing would explode on you.
yeah,
See,
man.
it's like, now check this out. When did Halo get better? Oh my God, Halo got amazing around Halo 2.
Yep.
Halo 3 was even better. And what did we get? We got red versus blue. Everybody was going to YouTube trying to watch red versus blue. This is before YouTube was YouTube.
That's
All
real.
right. And now look at it.
And
People are like, oh
and it's
my
over.
God, like you're destroying it. So
And it's over.
I kind of understand like what's happening with this. I kind of feel like that about the Arkham series in a sense. Like I feel like Arkham 1 was great. I feel like Arkham 2, actually Arkham City. I feel like Arkham City was the greatest thing ever. I was like, yo, this game is lit. Like all the fights that you had in there and everything. And then what ends up happening, we got Arkham Knight, and you're like, oh my God, this is happening. This is this is happening. You got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them.
But you
And
know what, though? You kind of have to give them credit. Now, this is what I always say, though. I kind of rather I give you credit for your ambition than you did nothing. So to be honest, at least they tried to make a multiplayer Gotham game because everybody always wished you could have multiplayer. So I give them credit for the ambition. At least they tried.
Listen, nobody, listen, we going to talk about this right now. We going to put the truth out. This is something they talk about in the deepest, darkest corners of the world. People are afraid to have this conversation because they all deep down know the truth. The only thing that killed Gotham Knights is that 30 frames per second. I'm sorry. That right there. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it. And then they tried to cover it up. Man, that is worse than a sex scandal, especially in 2023. You might as well just come out and tell the truth. Yo, I did it. It was me. Because I'll tell you what, when you try to cover it up, make it work, look what happened. It just got even worse. And anybody who's ever played Gotham, well, one of my friends played Gotham. I don't think he's got a working copy of it yet. Shout out to Ideal for never giving up and trying to play that game. Oh, man, that was crazy. But, yeah, it's like, yo, that's what really killed Gotham. It wasn't Gotham Knights. It wasn't the lack of writing. The ideal behind it was great, even though it was like, oh, a Batman game without Batman. No, because you would have played it if it was 60 frames.
At least the story was kind of cool because they did show him die in the beginning. You know what I mean? So they actually, and he got died by, a great villain, Ra's al Ghul. So, I mean,
yeah.
But I see what they were trying to do.
This is one of those things where I feel like it's time to let go of the Uncharted series. I was a fan of long games and continuations of series until a couple of things happened. The first thing that happened was, and I'm not being mean, rude, or ignorant to my Metal Gear brethren, because I love the game.
Oh, you love it.
Yeah, Metal Gear 5 and Ground Zeroes. The concept of it was cool. But yeah, it's like really like I felt like that wrapped like for such a game that has such a legacy. Right. And I even understand the Rise of Rod. Never even played it, but I get it. For such a game that has such a legacy, that's how you let it go out. That's bad, man. That's
man.
Real.
Well, you know what happened? I think the thing is they wanted to go in a different direction. They own the rights to the game. And the person who made the game was like, okay, well, I'm out, and they still made the game. So I mean,
Kojima when he left. But yeah, man, this is one of those things. You know what? Good to you guys, Uncharted. It took you forever to get the movie out. We get it.
I'm gonna be right back. My dog, I put her out, and she's ready to come back in.
Oh, go ahead. Right. Do your thing. Do your thing, dude. Do your thing. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on from the Uncharted series, and I believe the next thing we're gonna talk about is exclusive. IGN has learned from multiple sources that PlayStation and Nintendo will not be a part of E3. This is insane to me. This is completely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move any further, let me introduce to you the one, the only Holtz. What is going on, brother? How you doing?
I was trying to get on all before, but I was stuck on a boss, and I was like, oh, I'm forspoken. Oh, I want to get onto this chat. I defeated them, turned the TV off, and I thought straight away, better late than never, but I'm here. Some great discussions.
Holtz, what chapter are you on?
Near the end. Chapter 12 now, so I'm like,
oh.
Yeah.
Okay, how many hours you got into it?
So the game recommends like 10 to 15 after about 16 hours, but I've been sort of traversing, doing labyrinth and stuff like that. But when I got so other stuff like the open world, so being hopping around, jumping, doing other side quests, and then when I got close to the end chapters, I just went, now it's just time to finish it. Come on, let's just end it. But suppose it's about 30, 40 hours, and I can see why, depending on the demographic that I'm playing in the game and how the story's going. So I can definitely put more time in, but I'm like, once the story's done, I feel like I could end it by tonight and then just finish it off.
That's cool.
So let me ask you this. Do you think it's worth the price tag?
Yes.
Really?
I think like the characters and the story. I mean, I was saying this to you on last week's show. I mean, I've seen this kind of like Gung the Shield Hero and, Log Horizon. I've seen it in anime stories before. But playing a game that lasts up to 30 hours, it actually, to me, I could justify the price because how the story has sort of evolved, the villains, the characters, the hero and stuff like that, I can definitely get behind this type of game. And not just the plot or the characters, I can definitely get behind the mechanics. The mechanics behind the game, how to traverse the map, using this parkour ability, run across water, scale buildings, zip line everywhere. It just makes traversing a big open world map easy. So now if I play an RPG game now, I'm going to say, can I actually get up that mountain with ease? Can I actually do this? I feel like I'm a shinobi out of Naruto.
So let me ask you, when you say traverse in the open world, is it kind of, and I don't know if you played Sonic. So
what happens is, right, so say the character Freya, she sort of like goes into like sprint and say, I want to jump off a high cliff. I can just slip right across the wall. Then if I time it right, I can sort of do like shimmering scale hops across the floor, and then I can, within an instant, I can scale back up another mountain, do a roll, get into battle, join that sort of sipping rounds everywhere mechanics in the fighting, and then, for example, someone knocks me, if I time it right, I can land on the water, right, run across water, and it just feels nice.
Yeah, and let me jump in there. So I haven't played as much as Holtz, but from my first impression, it is a AAA game. It looks like a AAA game. The story, the big story, the mechanics, like he said, it is a $70 game, right?
But you see, Cowboy, you hit the nail on the head with, I named some games. You hit the nail on the head with the prototype. We know you run up the wall and you can sort of sit.
I was just about to say, is this like a prototype type of?
Oh man, yeah. So like Holtz had a good point. So in Discord, Holtz was saying when he played a game, the map is massive, but you could scale so far across the map. So, and I said in the chat in Discord, I was like, it's like how I felt about Prototype. All I felt Prototype was missing to be the ultimate game is to walk around and get in any car. But when you glide, you cover so much ground so fast, it's like you will be slow driving the car.
Well, I was saying this before. I never played the spoken demo, and we were talking about Elden Ring like literally last year. And I was trying to say what my problem is that I feel like directors sometimes say, you can scale over this part, but you can't scale over that part. So sometimes it takes me a while to say, how do I get to that waypoint over there? And sometimes I feel like, oh, come on, that character should be able to scale over that little tiny rock, and he's just running into the rock. So to me, I thought like having these mechanics just make it easy. You just parkour over everything. I feel like I'm just like this superhero with magic powers, which phrase magic powers makes sense in RPG, where to me, if you're playing a game with RPG elements, and the user can use magic, why can't they levitate? Why can't they do all this other thing? So to me, Forspoken has changed my mind, how I actually I love this parkour ability, should I say.
And Rose, not to come at your game, Elden Ring, but I did play Elden Ring, right? For, like 8 hours. And I played the demo of this. Now I'm playing the actual game. And I will say this. Elden Ring gets credit for being so massive, right? Like I remember playing it and I told my wife, I was like, they say this game you can go anywhere. and I pointed in the distance. I was like, I could go all the way there. I will say this game, I remember the demo, it was a mountain. I was like, and I didn't know this game was supposed to be you could go anywhere. I was just like, oh, it feels open. I was like, I wonder if I go up that mountain. I thought, and if you guys remember watching, I was like, there's no way they're gonna let me go up this mountain. And the mountain was like a real mountain. So
ladies and gentlemen,
I get up the mountain.
And the king of content, the cowboy, has just convinced me to send the game back and gamefly this, because I feel like I need to play this now.
Have you watched the best way? Have you watched Naruto?
No, you know what? That's the one anime I have yet to.
You've seen how Shinobi's like sort of bounce off stuff, but then you can sort of jump and you can sort of soar across the air like, and then you can that's what it's like. It's you just propel yourself off and sort of, and you can just cover distance. And Cowboy mentioned on his show, he was like, "Oh, I played the demo and there was this melee whip," and I was like, "Melee whip, huh?" Because I was playing and I went into this skill tree and found out there is a melee whip, and I was like, wow,
that was my favorite. So I can't wait to unlock that.
And to me, when she got that melee whip, it reminds me of Darksiders 3, the horse, and I was like zipping stuff around. Fury,
Fury, it was Fury.
So in this game, there's loads of AAA mechanics and features that I feel like is jailed in the game.
This is a AAA game, and I know the console wars people have a lot to say, but it looks like a AAA game. It feels like a AAA game. This is a big budget game. Now, people might say, okay, well, 15 hours, but for me, dude, I really don't want to be playing longer than that. Now, like Holt said, 30 to 40 hours once you add everything. It's a AAA game.
Well, I put 23 in God of War and I thought that was a good story. So to me, between 15 and 20 hours is like the golden thing for me, because and once you got that, like I'm a cowboy, once you got that epic storytelling, you feel like you're doing cutscene, epic fight, minions, and then you progress. I feel
this to the top of my queue because of y'all.
There you go.
I want y'all to know that.
And
I feel like I got to do this. I am going to send back Gotham Knights, which I thought I sent back. Why do I still have this game? And I literally looked over and it's right there. And I'm like, oh, I really still have this game.
in Cowboys Discord, there's like 4 or 5 people now actually playing the game, and it's like, oh yeah, so it's getting between our little circle, it's picking up momentum, for example, and it really is
and hopes, man, it's our Discord, all right?
Yeah. Okay. Our Discord.
You know what? I've been trying to keep up with the Discord. Man, listen, I want y'all to know something. Can I be real? This is, you know what, real quick. Obi Rose has this space for everybody to vent, but I think it's time for me to vent. I just need 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes. All right. You guys know how hard it is to be a content creator. You got to do it all. You got to be on Twitter. You got to be on Instagram. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be everywhere.
It's real.
You got to be a Discord. You got to start a Discord. You got to work a Discord. You got to learn a Discord. You got to do everything. And it's just sometimes overwhelming. Content uniters, I'm one of you.
I'm not even a content creator, but I've been saying to people from my digital well-being, I've like turned notifications off on my phone and stuff like that. But there's so many socials, TikTok, blah blah blah. That people go, why didn't you answer me back? And I go, when I've got time to load the app, then I'll chat to you. But I can't have it constantly going boom, 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 boom. Because imagine I wouldn't get no sleep on the Discord in our Discord.
Yeah, Discord is crazy.
I'd be going to bed and all the Americans would be.
Ideal excuses. Listen, I'll say this real quick. Yo, in all honesty, I had to jump away from some of it, like some of the social media sites, because I recognize the pattern where, like, I would be good, I'd be happy, I'm chilling, I'm doing my thing, I'm playing video games, I'm giving L's to Cowboys, and you know how it goes. And then I would be on like social media for like 3 hours a week, and I'm being dead serious, and just all the stuff I would see would cause me to like spiral. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I was like, I'm good.
Going back on the Forspoken thing, I feel like if you hire the difficulty right up to like the hard, I think you will have a time of your life with them battle mechanics. You know, me and Cowboy like a story.
Me to play the game on like extremely hard right from the grip.
Yeah.
No, I feel because you're so used to it. I'm trying to say is I wouldn't want someone that's played Sekiro and Elden Ring to ever belittle a game because it wasn't challenging enough.
Right.
So I feel like if you started
Oh,
in an
well,
entry level,
so listen, I would never ever belittle the
no, I'm just trying to,
difficulty of a game.
when people sit there
Yeah,
say they do the ultimate and
yeah, nah, listen. Let me tell you something. I listen. I'm about to have 2 kids, brother. Yo, I'm about to have to take the easy route just to get through the games and
Just
enjoy
to
them.
be,
And
hey, listen.
if they make that impression on me, like, so let's say a game has like 40 trophies. I played on easy. I unlock say 28. I'll play a second playthrough and then I would hike the difficulty up and go from there. Because I know I'd be like, I'm definitely getting this platinum. But yeah, no, I'll say this. This is what always gets me for a game. If I like the way it looks, your trailer has to be banging. You gotta have some decent music. You have some decent combat, and the story's got to be okay. I don't need the story to blow my mind, but I need it to be engaging. Don't like that's why I don't play Life is Strange. I heard that Life is Strange 3 is an amazing game, or Life is Strange 2, but I'm not engaged because I'm like, okay, here we go. This is almost like an audio drama in a sense to me. So I don't want it to feel like an audio drama.
My wife
I guess
loves
if
it.
that makes sense.
But to me, I used to be a trophy hoard back in the day, and I got out of trophies. But now since PlayStation Rewards has came out, where you buy a game and you have to unlock so many rare trophies to get the next level and get like discount, I'm like, oh, they're making me want to get more trophies just so I can get like a $5 sort of gift card.
So real quick, because you just bought that up, we were going to talk about PlayStation, Nintendo, and whatever the other one is right now that I can't think of, not being at Microsoft, not being at E3. Real quick though, since you're bringing up Sony, have you seen this? They have confirmed that it will move the PlayStation Plus collection, a library of 20 PS4 games available to subscribers. I gotta get your guys' thoughts and opinions.
Well, wasn't the PlayStation Plus collection when you sort of firstly bought the PlayStation 5 and they wanted
That's
you
what
to
it is.
transition to have some games to make you feel like your console was getting padded? I mean, so I've had this for about 2.5 years since the console's out, but I've never used it because all the games, epic game, totally epic game. I recommend every single game on there, but all games that I've owned from the PlayStation 4. So to me, when I bought my console, I wanted the next experience, not looking back at a collection. But I can understand. But if you haven't played it,
a lot of them are in the regular PlayStation Plus. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this is one of those things where, oh, you get a console, and like Holt said, here you go. There's like 20 games. They're just gonna get rid of doing that. You can still have PlayStation Plus like everybody else and get your games every month, but they won't just be the new person gets all of these games all together.
I mean, it was nice of them to do it initially when they're sort of selling the next gen console. But like I said, we're years in now, and you can definitely go onto a sales now and buy any game you want for the PlayStation 5 now. So I feel like if you want a PlayStation 5 now, now's the time to have the epic experiences. And like Cowboy said, they're already on PlayStation Plus, whatever.
Ideal says the collection was cheeks. Good riddance.
Well, I think Holtz made a good point. If you just been constantly playing, then you've already played those games. You already tried them. And the ones you didn't try, you just felt they wasn't for you anyway. So
exactly,
same thing with me.
Yeah, I tried to get everybody when they got the PlayStation 5. I was like, you got to play Bloodborne. You got to play Bloodborne. You got to play Bloodborne. They're like, why? You got to play Bloodborne. You got to play Bloodborne. And then, like, I think I did it in Lethal's game. I kind of hijacked this game. So shout out to you, Lethal, for allowing me to hijack your game. I just wanted to fight the bosses in the arenas again. Like, come on, I need to fight Father Gascoigne. Come on, Papa Guacamole. Let's do this. It's like little things like that, like. But I guess I kind of just went into a new game cycle. I just didn't have the patience to do it again. Like, I think I did new game 4 times on that because I kept selling the top hat and then wanting it back. So I was like, I got to go to get the top hat on this again.
So what does the article say? Is there a backlash? Are people feeling like the features are getting taken away, or just mentioned?
Honestly, it just mentions that it's happening. Let's look at some of these comments though, because like, I want to see if people are happy. They say, but you can still play them after May 9th if you have PS Plus Essential. You can redeem your games to your collection, keep your games past. I mean, if you can still grab them all before it's too late, it's no big deal. But what's the point?
No big deal.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta love Twitter. The internet is so undefeated. Look at this meme. I want the source. You can't handle the truth. You gotta love it. The internet is undefeated. You gotta love these guys.
Well, no one's spiraling out of control right now.
Not yet.
Not yet. I know FCAT threw it in the chat or in the Discord, in our Discord earlier, and he threw it as a negative thing, but I was like, you know, you got to vet it always. FCAT always throw that spin to like, you know, try to get it that rise. Like, oh, look what they're saying now. And I think we all was just like, bro, if you didn't play these games yet, I mean, I don't know what
Yeah.
to say.
If
Plus, you got
you guys
if you got
turn
I
the
mean,
mic
it goes
on,
back to
if
say
you
if I was
don't know me
with my
by
consoles always have the third year. So maybe if you're going to buy a PlayStation 5 now, there's so many games that's not on that list that I'll tell you to say, don't get PlayStation Plus. I need you to go and save your dollars and buy this
right.
game. So I feel like that collection now is been overshadowed by a lot of games now. So I feel like you're going to play games, buy them on sale, or at least go and get PlayStation Plus Premium and get all the
Yeah.
latest PlayStation 5s.
And for you guys out there who might not know this, you heard it here first. Stack up on your PlayStation Plus things when you see that there's a discount. They do stack. That's actually really, really cool. I happen to have PlayStation Plus until like 2029.
I was fuming.
Like
my cancelled PlayStation Now, my cancelled PlayStation Plus. I thought once they merged together, it'll just be cancelled. So by Christmas, I seen like half price off, and I didn't care for it. I was like, I don't want it anymore. And then at the end of December, boom, got full hit of the year subscription, and I was like, oh my god, Sony, why did you do this to me? So I missed out on the discount. So
that's yeah. All right, guys. So what do you think about this? E3 is saying that PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo won't be a part of E3 2023. So if that actually happens, what exactly will happen? And what do you guys think about this?
Well,
Still haven't
being
touched
that
my PS5 yet. Going on 2 months. What is going on, Mr. Urban?
um,
Mr. Urban, Mr. Urban, I want you to know I highly respect you. I think you're a super awesome dude. I think you're really cool. But the disrespect you're giving out to this PS5 is insane, bro. You're the only person in the world I know that had the PS. You know, at one point in time, people were selling kidneys to get these things.
No. Before it gets brought up, my PlayStation 5 was in a dust cover for months, and Urban was like, Holtz, why are you disrespecting? When I get my PlayStation 5, and I was, listen, trust me, listen. And then when he got it, he was like, Holtz, you're right, man, it's not even been turned on. I was like, just that's the problem. You have to wait for that next experience. And if it's not, I just put it in a dust cover.
you know what the thing is too? I think when I was still playing Stadia, I had xCloud, and I bought a PlayStation 5. And when you have a lot of options, that's what happens. Now that I only are playing on PlayStation 5, I play on my PlayStation 5. Not every day.
My PlayStation 5 is
know.
getting the love now. It is getting a bit of love, and it
Yeah.
deserves a little bit of love. But like I said, there's plenty of times where I can easily just push it aside for a bit. And
Ideal says we're going to be staring at half-baked Ubisoft games for E3. Ooh.
Do you know what? I'm glad Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft are not turning up for this event, because I like the live stream events. I think E3's been dead for years, and I was saying this last time. I think it was only for journalists anyway, or you know, behind the scenes to rub hands and sell sources and stories for money. It was about making money. I don't think it was about the gamer. The gamers that could afford, they were like, oh, look at me, I'm the ultimate gamer, I can go to E3. But there's so many of us that love this. Seeing games, and it doesn't have to be behind E3 branding. So to me, I'd rather have a Nintendo Direct, a Microsoft Showcase, and a PlayStation Play. Is it called PlayStation?
It's the State of Play.
State of Play. I'd rather have them moments, and then they say to us, go and pre-order, go and play the demo, go and redeem.
Speaking of the State of Play, I remember the first one I tried to cover. Man, let me tell you something. Let me talk to all the content creators out there. It is hard to be a content. Yo, I went to go do it, and don't you know, my whole system shut down. Yo, I was so mad. That was the one with Tekken 8, and yo, my boy roasted me. He was like, see? Should have just watched the trailer. And I was like, yo, you're right. Yeah. But so yeah, Holt, you're happy that this is happening.
I'm happy they're stepping away. To me, it's something that even with these events, I don't even, because they're so late half the time, I don't even tune in. I'd rather wait until the news breaks, and then I'd just look on YouTube and go, oh, PlayStation's just announced 7 trailers, and I'll just click on them. I don't really need the personalities that hi, I'm Jim Ryan and all that crap. I don't need all that. I don't need...
Hold. What if tomorrow, what if like 3 million people subscribe right now? Everybody like, comment, share, subscribe. What if 3 million people subscribe right now? And I'm like, Hey, this is Obi Rose Kenobi, and we're going to be here live for
But
play.
that's
You wouldn't be there,
different.
bro?
Then he would
Come
actually
on, man.
have.
I would have to be like,
that-
yo, it's Obi Rose Kenobi. And
Yeah,
my
of
man,
course. It's one of them. If it's a personality, I know, then I would have to say, yeah, you
Yeah.
go, Rose, you go, you did.
Yeah,
But,
that's
but any other day, because it's no one I know, I'm like, yeah, let it rot, let
Yeah,
it.
I feel you. I hear you. I hear
So
you. I hear
I
that's
have
the little guy
two-
eat. That's what I'm talking about. Holtz is my man. The little man needs to eat.
Yes, sir. I have two things, right?
Okay.
One, I do feel like E3 is video game Christmas, right? When E3 happens, oh, you're showing this game, that game. Everybody's like, oh, did you see this trailer, that trailer? But Holtz is right. Sometimes when you miss it, you just wait for IGN the very next day or a couple hours later to have all the trailers in HD, right? In 4K. So you could skip all that stuff. But I will say this. Sony's been out of E3 for years now, right? So, right, and it didn't stop E3. Last year when E3 they didn't have it, I actually said, and Purple Haze could probably check me on this, but I was like, E3 is done. They're not coming back. We don't need it. And Purple Haze is like, no, they'll come back. And so I'm surprised she never
Well,
checked me yet. Be like, I told you.
These days, I don't really care for like these long-winded articles and fluff pieces to me, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, wait there. All I want to know is what was the trailer about. And at that time, I might as well open YouTube, open the official PlayStation account, and just watch the trailer in 2 minutes, and then gather my own thoughts. So I don't need these mass publications. I don't need these journalists. I don't need these anymore. I can do it myself by watching a live stream or a trailer.
Ideal says he'd rather the dev studios themselves put out their own footage on their own terms as opposed to pandering to Sony/Microsoft. I don't know about Nintendo though. That could be.
Here's
Well, I did not know. I did
But
not know that these devs pay for a booth and something to be in
here's the
E3.
thing. Now he will get what he's want though, because Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo won't be there. So now E3 is going to turn into the third-party studio event, right?
Like indies or something.
Now you're going to get well, I mean, there's AAA games that's made by companies that's not Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo. So now it's going to be the same thing. You just, because we've been accustomed, like a host just listed the State of Play and the Nintendo Connect and the Microsoft thing, right? So we already had those anyway throughout the years. So this is just going to still be E3, but it's just going to be all third-party stuff. So at the end of the day, it's not a big deal.
I mean, to me, when people liked E3, it was going to the event, getting drunk, getting together with loads of gamers and trying some games. It sounds like a good experience, but at a cost. Where to me, I'm like, that's when people speak about E3. Wasn't that weekend amazing for the gamers? But now I'm like, for the average gamer, that's just the house. Just give it, which is more of us than them.
I just looked at E3 for the trailers. Like, I just always want to know, like, oh, were there any cool trailers? And like you said, I could just wait a couple hours later and then watch the trailers. But I still think it's video game Christmas for me. Like, it's still going to, because that's the one time of the year where they're going to have a massive amount of all these different companies get together. Like, let's say you watch the Xbox thing. I'm just choosing Xbox, so calm down, fanboys. And you say, oh, we watched the Xbox thing.
Somebody's going to clip that.
They showed
Cowboy's an Xbox fan.
They're going to be, no, this is going in the opposite direction. So you seen the Xbox thing, they only show 6 games. It was like the best game was High Five Rush. Really? So at the end of the day, but when you wait for E3, you're going to be like, okay, well, I already know what Xbox have. Now these third-party studios, I get to see what they're bringing to the table. So it's all good.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think I kind of agree with both of you. I only used to watch E3 like, oh, what game is coming out? Oh, this game is coming out. Oh, that's going to be awesome. Yay. But you're right. Like, you don't have to go through the whole thing and be like, hi, this is Jim Ryan reporting from Microsoft Studios, blah, 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 blah. Like, you don't got to go through that when 10 minutes later, it's like,
Jim Ryan
here's
is PlayStation. Hold up.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Not was he. He is.
Well, listen. You guys saw what happened with. Listen,
somebody clip that.
Let me tell y'all. Nah. I'm gonna clean this up.
He was just picking names off the top.
Listen, I'm gonna clean this up real fast. Y'all saw what happened with the Verizon dude, right? Can you hear me now? He done left Verizon and went to a whole nother phone company. So it happened. All right, it happened.
Yo, Urban put like 6 clips. He done went and clipped my stuff, your stuff, and my Discord today. Our Discord today. He had like clipped he had all these clips.
Well, I used to see creators lose their head because what they used to do is because he used to do live shows. they used to wait until it was rendered and then clip a funny moment, and no one ever believed that clips were going to be a thing, especially shorts or TikTok. And there was these clippers that used to take a few seconds, clip what say Cowboy just said, and within seconds it's on the internet, and it's getting more traffic than live streaming. People are like, that's unfair,
crazy.
and it's like, no, it's the name of the game. I clipped it.
That's what I'm saying. Can I talk to all my content creators out there? Can we have a moment? I gotta clip things. I gotta be good at clipping things. I gotta use the right hashtag. Somebody please help me.
That's how it goes.
It's hard out here. I'm a starving artist. Hey, by the way, if you want to donate to the, it's like, help me out. Like, oh man. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's move on to the next thing. I want to ask you guys about this. Have you guys heard about this? Amazon is planning a new Marvel-style Tomb Raider universe. Thoughts, opinions?
Marvel-style universe. I mean, I only know Lara Croft and maybe, you know what I mean? That's all I care about. So do I really care about an extended universe? I didn't even know there was an extended universe for Lara Croft. I thought it was just...
I don't even think there's that many characters. I can't think of nobody but her.
I mean, like, yeah, I know you got Ross. I know you got Ross, but what happened to him? You got Jonah, and I understand. I don't really care about their rich friends. I just care about Lara Croft.
I don't care that much about her.
Man. Like, here's the thing. Yo, I think we can have this discussion. See, we're going to have some discussions that in dark places, in deep, dark corners of the world, they don't talk about this stuff, y'all. Let me tell you. All right? Marvel hit gold. Everybody can agree that Marvel hit gold. I'm going to give you the formula, and I'm going to tell you why. And anybody who wants to debate this, just look it up. All right, so check this out.
I mean, when you said Marvel, what I'm scared about is Lara goes into a tomb like a pyramid, picks up, sends a beacon, the freaking a predator-like creature comes down, blah, 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 you like raiding tombs, come with me, and it's Raiders of the Galaxy, and we're like, what the
Raiders of the Galaxy.
You like raiding tombs.
You know what I mean? It's like MCU is like, we need to get that
you're
guy.
the Tomb Raider, huh?
We need to get that
I got
guy.
a tomb for you.
Yeah. I've got a tomb on planet X. You need to come around that way.
But that's my thing. So that's what I was saying. This is the formula. This is why it worked. Marvel's in one of the first series to allow the villain to win. It happened in episode 5. Everybody knows episode 5. If you don't know episode 5, I don't know what to tell you. And no, it's not A New Hope. That's episode 4. Okay. There's only one return, and that's of the Jedi. That happens to be episode 6. There's only one Empire.
You confused people when you said Marvel.
No.
See,
you got to go back. You got to be listening. What I'm saying is Marvel did the same thing, the same exact thing that the greatest movie of all time did. The Empire Strikes Back. They allowed the Empire to win. And guess what? Marvel allowed Thanos to win in part 1. Everybody was like,
yeah.
I can't see the same with like Lara. So imagine Lara Croft on the floor, beaten to death, close to death. Oh my God, they just took the IRA. Roll the credits. I don't think it'll be that same epic scene. I'll be like, well. Let the billionaires have it. I'm not really care for Lara either. Bye.
So yeah, that's my thing. Like, I don't know how they're gonna like. I'm not. Listen. I will give anything a chance. Okay, almost anything. Like, I mean, almost. I don't know about this. Like, I might be like, let me see where it goes.
I mean, if it was a Sony expanded universe and it had Lara Croft meets Nathan Drake and stuff like that, then
that's what I'm saying. Like, but it'd have to be like a Sony Pictures MGM expanded universe, because I would need Indiana Jones to show up and make an appearance. He would have, he'd have to pull out the whip and he's got to be like, I hate snakes.
Yeah. Come on, Radio of the Galaxy. I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's move on. Just announced the release date for Jar Wars. Wow. For Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I know, right? Jar Wars. That's horrible. Star Wars Jedi Survival has been moved back 6 weeks to April 28th, 2023. How do you guys feel about this?
I don't mind. I'd rather have a more polished game, refined game than a broken game.
I don't care if they pushed it back a year.
No, I care if it gets pushed a year. I've subscribed to EA Play Pro. I need that in my
Oh, yeah,
my
you
list
would
to
care,
justify
yeah.
the subscription.
Yeah, he's like, whoa,
It's like,
whoa,
hold
whoa,
on, hold
You know what I
on,
mean?
hold on.
You know, I need to make my bang for buck. You know what I mean? Your game flying or whatever. I need to justify
Yeah.
my subscription cost
Yeah.
here. Push
So
it
listen,
back a year.
I want to say this. I think this is actually really cool. Guys, I'm going to quickly just let you know what they're saying. For the last 3 years, they cared about us and they want the game to be polished. This is going to be a great game, and in order for them to do the right thing, they basically need to push it back. That's exactly what that says. That's all that legal jargon right there.
Cool.
Here's my point. I'm actually excited that it's pushed back because to me, that shows that somebody's doing their job. And when I say, hold on for a minute. Here he goes. Hold on. He says, I swear, if Obi wasn't talking about Star Wars, I'll break out Tekken right now. It ain't but a word, Mr. Urban. Everybody, we're going to give Mr. Urban about a great 30 seconds. Let's see if he gets a lobby up on PlayStation. Because if you get that lobby up, all you got to do is invite me, bro. We'll go ahead. We'll broadcast it to the world, man. Come on. Come on. Come on, you froggy. I'm going to need you to jump, bro. I'm going to need you to jump. I got something for you, right? I got some dancing to do.
I want to say something to the creators of Jedi, Fallen Order. Their map ability, how you read a map and how you sort of traverse the world, done my head in. That was one game I was getting frustrated with. It was great you got the force abilities, but just traversing the world was frustrating. I've seen a lot of people.
A little clunky.
Yeah, so please look at what like Forspoken are doing, or people with waypoints or ability, and take it from them. Because I would love to see a Jedi sort of scale up a wall, jump force, jump down, something like that. Don't have it where I have to pull up this stupid holographic map and sort of filter through it and all that, because it just throws me off. It's like,
okay, so I will agree with you. That was honestly, I liked the game. I thought the game was great, but I want to say when you got to Darth Maul's planet, I think that was the name of Darth Maul's planet. What ended up happening was like I got lost. I was lost literally for like.
Was that where you had to go back to your ship and there was all loads of dead ends? There was loads of
Yeah, it was bad. And then, the answer, the solution, what you had to look up and throw the thing to like open this door, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So like that map, that was an annoying element to.
I love options where it just says highlights where the main objective is,
and
if the main objective is this way and it's like 4 cents, for example, but if you want to traverse the world and go somewhere else, go and see the hidden mysteries of the universe. But to me, I'm like, do not put me there for hours lost when I haven't got a clue how to read this holographic map. Don't punish me like that.
That map, and that's kind of what I'm saying, in a sense to this game. Like, I'm glad they're pushing back because I feel like if we're having those little issues, somebody's clearly doing their job. And they're like, hey, wait a minute. I don't think this is going to be cool. Or I don't think this is going to be great. So they're re-looking at it. They're readjusting it. They're rebalancing it. And I like that. Line says the level design was terrible. On that planet, it was. I'll tell you that, right? That planet. And there was another planet where like it was like a swamp. I was like, really? This is what we're doing?
All that linen, like sort of maps, like sort of like the train and the action, the sort of jumping, all that was great. I felt like playing Star Wars, but when it opened the map and I was like, okay, it's great that you put me in a swamp. Now what? And I'm like,
now what? Yeah.
And I was like, I was looking up there. Can I jump down there? It looks like I just jumped down there. When I jumped, it will just respawn me. No, I can't jump down there.
Yeah. I'll say this. I thought that the traversal system from planet to planet, I thought that took a little. I like what Ideal said. He says the swamp needed more poison, in my opinion. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody coming into the chat named Obi's Trial Chief. Obi's Trial Chief, it's good to see you.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, what is going
809.
on? I was like, wait a minute, who's coming in here taking the ideal of tribal team? What did he say? He said the swamp needs more poison, in my opinion. I can take it.
What's going on, guys? Yo, so I'm driving and I hear you guys talking about this game, and the level design is so terrible in that game.
What?
Like going back, retracing your steps. It was like a semi-linear world that you have to retrace your steps back to the ship every single time.
You did have to always,
terrible.
That was horrible. I'll give you that. But I mean, you 9 times out of 10, if you climb something high enough, you could just see the ship.
But what annoys me is like you go back on it and it'll be like, oh, this door's shut. And it's like, use your lightsaber to cut the no. It's just use the foot. No. And the developers will go, no, come on, you have to do how we wrote it. And you're like, I can scale that wall. Let me no, okay.
Yeah, it didn't suck me in. But I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. But running around with the lightsaber was cool. It was fun and having force powers. But I didn't last long with the game.
Oh, okay. Did you game? I don't know why I'm asking, but did you game fly?
No. You know what's cool? Stadia gave it away on May the 4th. May the 4th, it became a Stadia Pro game 2 years ago.
Are you
I mean,
serious?
my Star Wars game is Force Awakens.
Cool.
That's the type of map level I like.
Force Awakens, that's what's up.
Yo,
That's where it's at.
I got it.
love
Hold
Force
on.
Awakens.
Oh, yeah.
Force Awakens 2 was
it's
amazing.
the same.
I
series.
legit caught a
And then-
TIE fighter in the air. I was just messing around. I was like, I wonder if I could stop this TIE fighter in the factory. And one literally flew by me, and I was like,
Do you know what, Rose?
Snap, I stopped the TIE fighter!
I platinumed Force Awakens 2, and the last fight with Lord Vader, I was just and when I'd done it, I was like, success. It's like one of my most achieved. Take that, Vader, you stupid. Over the moon.
I'll say this. I thought one of the coolest things about that game is when you literally pull the big ship out of space. I don't know the name of that, like that cruiser thing. I was like,
Star Killer.
yeah, right. The Star Killer looked like Star Killer base, right?
Well,
I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm really
Well,
doing this.
what I was
Xbox
doing-
360, they know how to do it.
I was doing this force pull, and I was like, am I bringing it down? And I was looking for ages. Am I bringing this out of orbit? And I realized, oh, they tilt the analog down to bring the ship pointing towards.
Yeah, that was cool.
Listen,
So
has
that-
anybody heard of this game, Masters of Terras Kasi?
No.
No.
No, was that a PC game?
I
Like
have
a
no
PC
idea.
So kind of
Idea,
over
you're
the
gonna have to give
top.
us some context.
It's more like an over the top PC game. It's just
Yeah, nah. Yeah.
because there's no like honestly a lot of the Star Wars games that are out there. There's like the Republic, and they don't look fun. I tried a couple. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, the camera angle will make me not play a game. I know people loved Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's far back tilted. It looked like a mobile game. I couldn't take it serious. So stuff like that. But when you give me something like, this Jedi game, I was a big fan of Force Unleashed, beat part 1, beat part 2, Star Killer, arguably the most powerful Jedi ever. Stuff like that is cool to me.
It's
guys.
It's not.
Guys, you know what? No, it's funny. I just looked it up. This is a Star Wars game. I didn't know this was a Star Wars game.
That's
Masters of
pretty
Terras Kasai. Yo, check that out. It was on PlayStation 1. Yo, ideal. You're gonna have to give it. Yo, I'm gonna have to look into some gameplay.
Don't do it. Don't terrify us.
There is a remake or remaster of Star Wars Jedi Academy, which it's like a PS2 game, and it doesn't look good.
Yo,
It's like
Let me ask you guys. Did you guys ever play the Bounty Hunter game that was on PlayStation 2?
No.
Dude, I tried it. It was the hardest thing in the world for me. I gave up. I quit.
My
Did
Star
anybody
Wars.
ever beat Empire Strikes Back on Nintendo 64?
Yes. I was into that and the Rogue Squadron game. Both of those games.
See,
Yeah,
mine goes the SNES games, which is like Return of the Jedi. Then it was like sort of the X-wing games and the sort of the fighting games of Star Wars. There's one called something. I think it was like Alliance, and then I went to like sort of Phantom of the Menace, which I loved playing co-op with my friends. It was amazing, and that's. But I haven't played every Star Wars, and I played Lego Star Wars, stuff like that. But I want to.
Oh yeah,
but,
Lego Star Wars is so great, guys. I gotta get back to doing Lego Star Wars. We're having such a blast with that, man. Yo, I did not know that idea. It was a fighting game for Star Wars. That's interesting.
yeah.
I wonder what the
remember
mechanic.
playing
Yo,
that.
guys, we're gonna have to. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Ideal brought it up to us. We're gonna have to YouTube this real quick. We're going to YouTube it, and then we're gonna end the show, I guess.
Back in the day, bro, I played every fighting game I could get my hands on. I was so into fighters, man. Back in the
Star Wars fighting game was great because you do like force push, pull, force lightning. You can it was all great, and you lightsaber battles. It was
remember when they put Yoda and they put Darth Vader on Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Soul Calibur. Yeah,
That was crazy.
and he put Link as well, didn't he? Link.
They put Spawn at one point. They put Heihachi.
Check this out, guys. This got the old Sony. Yo, who remember? Yo, shout out to Ideal for bringing back 1995. Yo, this is crazy. He says Star Killer was on Soul Calibur 2. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Do you know what this fighting game was like? This was the game. They made 2 different games, and this was the carbon copy of Star Gladiator. If you look up a game called Star Gladiator, they were like identical, but this has Star Wars characters.
Yo, this looks super wild. I'm gonna look that up next real quick. Oh,
I think I played this. There used to be a demo for the PS1. I played the heck out of that demo.
Yo, do you guys remember when you would get the demos in the magazines? And
yeah, man. I still got the demo for God of War 1, where the first stage was the Hydra.
Wow.
And what's crazy? I tried to trade it to GameStop. They wouldn't take it. So I got a bunch of demos, a bunch of PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. They wouldn't take them. And 360 games.
You guys see that? Perfect. That was crazy. What was the name of that game?
Star Gladiator. Gladiator.
CHAR?
Huh? Star.
Oh, Star Gladiator.
Yeah, Star Gladiator. That was my game.
I remember getting the demo in the magazines for Metal Gear Solid.
That's Ballerina Toshinder.
My best fighting game was a game.
Here, at the very top one.
My best fighting game was a game that actually didn't get released. It was 99% developed, and it got cut, and it was called
Hayato.
Did you ever play Thrill Kill?
I used to love the Virtual Fighter games because you could like reverse the moves. Like you could like do a reversal when somebody attacked you, depending on the character that you have. So I always enjoyed those games.
Was dope. They had like special abilities and all that.
Yo, this is weird looking
characters. Yeah, man. This was my game.
Oh, this looks super nuts. What is on my man's hands right now? Waffles. Is that pizza?
He got these round spinning things, and he swing them, and they're connected to like a wire, so he could throw them out far and pull them back. They're like yo-yos, pretty much.
Guys, I'm gonna show y'all right now the greatest fighting game of all time. Okay, and this is where we're gonna end it. Y'all don't understand this right here. This is the greatest fighting game. There's nothing better than it. Shaq Fu, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Shaq Fu. I hated this game. This game sucked. I hated this game. I wanted to snap the cartridge. I hated this game so much. You understand?
That wasn't better than the Def Jam fighting game. Come on, Def Jam fighting.
But Def Jam isn't really a fighting game. It's like a wrestling game.
Yo, do y'all remember?
That was a fighting game.
No, but it's built off the No Mercy engine, which is a wrestling. Like Def Jam, the first Def Jam was identical to No Mercy. The way you did your specials and all that.
Wasn't that like street fighting and you sort of like you got the music and something like a power up and stuff like that?
I've always wanted to play this game. Like I always wanted to play this game, the Street Fighter, the Wu-Tang game. I always wanted to play this, and I never got a chance to play it. Nope. And you know what's funny is Google is free. I have never looked up gameplay for this until tonight, and I'm looking like, thank God I didn't get to play this. This looks horrible.
Type in PlayStation 1 Thrill Kill.
Got you. Let's see. THR Thrill Kill.
Just put PS1 Thrill Kill. And there's like an 18-year-old game. I think it was one of the first 18-year-old games. My pop was Resident Evil that I played, and it was
Thrill Kill was super violent.
Yeah, and he sort of pulled it.
Already mature.
Oh snap!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me, dang, what is that game? Nightmare Creatures. There was a game called Nightmare Creatures.
This
kind of looks like this. Yo, I wish we could get. Yo, can we get a Nightmare Creatures today?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Nightmare Creatures. Which, just so you guys know, Nightmare Creatures was not a fighting game, but it was cool.
I'm trying to think. Was that a side scroller with like and it as a guy with like?
All right, guys, I gotta dip out. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Lion, good to see you.
Nightmare Creatures.
Yes, I did recognize Hayato.
Hayato.
Hayato. All the moves started to make sense. He said Shaq Fu was at work. What did he say?
Yeah, Hayato. So remember in Marvel vs. Capcom, that's where Hayato came from. Star Gladiator.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow, we're piecing it all together, you know.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I saw that and I was like, "Oh wow, that was kind of crazy." Like, but yeah, that game Thrill Kill, that kind of reminds me of. This was Nightmare Creatures. I really liked this game a lot.
Loved it.
Oh, I
You
loved
wanna
it
know what's
'cause
crazy? I never actually got past the first area. Like I tried, I never got past the first area, but this game was
Oh, wow.
dope.
one of my favorite ones was a guy called, like, I think it was Cletus, and he was sort of like a cannibal. And he used to have this leg that he used to carry around. When you had a special move, because it was a closed out arena, you could say it was 4 of us playing on the multi-tap. The players used to run away in case he's done a special, and you used to whack them right in the roof. And they'd just be impaled in the roof. So as we keep on fighting, he's like, look, there's Cowboy still on the roof, just hanging there, and we're like carrying on fighting. And
Look
it
at
was
them
just
graphics, man. Look at those
it was just
graphics.
brutal kills.
Do you guys remember this game? I'm good. Clock Tower.
Yep. I remember Clock Tower. I used to play that. It was
Listen.
side scroll. And you would
Yeah,
run
it was.
around and
Listen,
hide in the lockers and all that. Know all
let me tell
about
you
it, bro.
something. Listen, my heart never beat so hard in my life watching it or playing this game.
This
Because
game was terrifying.
yo, it really was. And I'm gonna tell you right now, yo, when you hear dude with the scissors, oh
Yep.
wow, people trying to man, I just want to hear the dude with the scissors. Yo, when you hear the guy with the scissors, I promise you, it's
When you're hiding in the lockers, boy.
Yo. Hold on, let's see if I can. Here we
So
go.
Rose,
Clock
I
Tower 2
gotta
Scissor
go
Man.
because I have a show to
Yes, you do.
man that I pushed back because I love to come on your show, but I'm gonna do it on OBS, so I need to get myself together.
I understand that, Cowboy. Before you go, hold on. I just want to show this the scissor dude. Yo, that scissor dude. Yeah, that scissor dude was no joke.
my
But hey,
man's
listen, we're
terrifying.
about to end the show. Cowboy, before you go, tell us what you got going on. I know you kind of just said it, but I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Tell me what you got going on, and we're all gonna head out of here together. What you got going on today? Hold on, let me give you. There you go. There you go, Cowboy. Tell us what you got going on.
Guys, the greatest wrestling movement ever is going down today. Now, first things first, if you're a wrestling fan, and if I don't even care if you play video games, but you need to be playing today because I started a wrestling league last week and Stadia slowed me up. But you know what? I still pulled it off, and it's called the All Purpose Championship Wrestling League, the AWL. Come and join people like myself, the All Purpose Champ, Host, the Accent Guy, Vet, Rage Gaming, Lion, the Scaredy Cat. Guys, it's gonna be epic, and it's going down today in about 3 minutes. Guys, we put up belts on the line. Last week, the first ever AWL champion goes to Vet Rage Gaming as he became the first ever AWL United States champion. And then at the main event last night, my guy Loco fought me in a last man standing match, and he won to be the first ever AWL Intercontinental Champion. But today we'll put up the tag teams. Today, the big belt, the Universal Heavyweight World Championship will be on the line. Guys, make sure you be there. It's gonna be epic. I can't tell you anything more. I will throw my chair through this thing and hit Rose. All right, I'm not gonna throw my chair, and I'm damn sure not gonna smash my monitor. But yeah, it's gonna be epic. So guys, check me out.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, Holtz, I'm gonna get hold on, Holtz. Give me a second. I almost hit the wrong thing. That would have been bad. Why can't I do what I was trying to? Holtz, man, I'm trying to give you your own solo layout, bro. It's not allowing me to do it.
We don't need me to go large, you know what I mean? But tonight
okay.
I'll be joining.
I was trying to do it. What do you got for us, Holtz? I don't know why it's not working.
Tonight I'll be joining Cowboy in his wrestling, wrestling game. I'll be dressed in my skin tight British Bulldog outfit from the 90s. I'll be like, put me wig on. Like, I'm going to represent Britain. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to do. So, and then after that, I'm going to try and do sort of finish for spoken, end that up, because this week I'm busy. I'm going to a gig on Friday for Florence and the Machine. So my brain's like,
you're seeing Florence and the Machine?
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, on
Are you
Friday.
serious?
So I'm leaving for Manchester on Thursday. Then I've got Friday.
Boy,
so
I'm sorry. Are you serious?
Yes, I've actually got Florence. So what happened to my twin? My twin wanted to go, and my sister's. She's I'll just drop her age. It was a special birthday. She's older than me, so she loves Florence as well. So we all love Florence and the Machine. So we just thought, because it's so local, let's all go. Dude,
that is so awesome. I want to. I mean, not after today's show. When you come back from that show, dude, we got to get together. I want to hear all about it.
So I'll definitely drop it. So my mindset is play some game, finish a game, relax for the week, and then hopefully start and I'll actually jump into Dead Space and stuff like that. So
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. Enjoy Florence and the Machine, dude. I found them about 10 years ago and fell in love and was like, yo, this
we'll
is
see.
it.
My problem with this, right, with Florence and the Machine is they always go somewhere else. They never come roughly to like the north west of the country. It's always down south, and it's a bit too much to travel. And now it's like the next city next to mine, so it's easy to try. But there was like there's a train strike happening. I was like, oh no, train strike, because
Yeah.
my train station connects right to the arena.
Oh, that's not good.
And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? I've got these great tickets, great experience. So I had to get a hotel. They were all sold out. I had to find somewhere. I was pulling my hair out, but I've got it all settled. So I'm like, now I'm like,
man.
this experience is going to be a win-win. But
That's
she was
super
supposed
awesome.
to be November, but she actually broke her ankle because she was dancing. So I'm like, oh, this has been pushed back. So now I'm finally going. So
Yeah, you're finally getting to see it. That is so awesome. That is super awesome. All right, well, guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and close the show. You know what I love to say? Life is a game. Make sure you play. I had a blast. I, myself, too, will be joining Cowboys Wrestling League tonight, only for like 1 or 2 matches. I'm going to have to hop in there and beat up on them or get beat up. I am going to button mash my way through this whole fight because I don't know any of the mechanics. But I'll see you guys over there. With that, life's a game. Make sure you play. Everybody enjoy, and I'll catch y'all on Monday. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? That was so much fun. We got to get through it. We got to play some video games. We got to have some good conversation. There was a bunch of energy. It was awesome. Yo, I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. I'm very humbled because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend this time with me. So I'm very, very grateful. If you want to see more content like this, it's very simple. All you got to do is like, comment, and please, please, please subscribe. If you want to go ahead and you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, that's simple as well. All you have to do is check the description. The link is in the description. Any and all tips are appreciated. Until I see you on the next time, God bless you, and you have a wonderful day. Peace.